Hi, welcome back to episode 45.
Yes,
Wow,
episode 45. So
we're
today,
racking them in there.
well, we are. We still have plenty to go,
I
but
know.
this one is a little bit more interesting. There is a little bit more action, and hopefully people can figure out, all the power games that are taking place, and at that time.
And at this time, too. I
Yeah,
don't think much
I
has
mean,
changed.
it's much more
It's a
complicated
little
nowadays,
different,
but
but
yeah.
yeah.
So, from the previous episode, the audience may remember that Yeshua went by the shore to do some interesting teachings, about
Right.
introspection.
Mm-hmm.
And on their way back, they met a group of zealots,
Oh, yeah,
5
that's
zealots,
right. Yes.
including Elie, their chief.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys were obviously on the return from something bad.
Some little battles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So finally, the disciples and Yeshua arrive in Bethsaida, where the atrocity took place, and the entire town is under Roman surveillance at that point. With a group of 5 to 6 soldiers, pilum and swords in hands. So I mean, this is serious, right? The weapons have been drawn. And the group of disciples, decides to get in the village by basically scattering themselves. They are not going to come massively, again, we remind the audience that there were 108 disciples.
Oh, yeah, that's
plus
right.
Yeshua.
Yes.
So they basically try to, sneak inside the town or the village by small groups.
I guess they have to do that.
Yeah. And some disciples are even deciding to sleep outside of the town, as not to attract too much attention.
Yeah, that wasn't a time to.
Yeah. So the night is coming, and the Roman vigilantes are holding a torch, and interrogating all the visitors. So this is serious stuff, yeah. And Yeshua, Barthélemy, Peter, Eleazar, Miriam, and his mother, Miriam, are walking towards a soldier on a horse. And the soldier tells them, "What are you doing outside at this time, Rabbi? Of course, you have not seen anything like all the others." And fortunately, without waiting for an answer, the rider pushes his horses away, trotting away.
He didn't even wait. He was like, I won't
he
get
knew.
anything from them anyway.
Exactly. He knew that there would be nothing.
Oh, my goodness.
And Yeshua and his small group are discovering a very, very sad scene, In front of them, jars, benches are on the ground, upside down. And it was the small tavern of Bethsaida, or whatever was left of it at that point,
Okay.
And there was an old woman hugging the dead body of a man. And actually, it's the body of her son. Yeah. The blood was everywhere. And this old woman was the mother of the bartender. And unfortunately, the throat of the bartender had been cut open.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the poor woman was still under the shock, and she could not articulate a word. And at that point, Yeshua is going to lean forward, and he's going to place his forehead against the old lady's forehead. Okay?
Yeah.
And at that point, it would be easy for Yeshua to absorb the pain, the sadness, and the tears that she's feeling, But somebody can wonder, is it just to take away from someone what they must leave?
Yeah.
And Yeshua is always debating about that,
It's hard
It's
to
hard,
see
yeah.
somebody in that much pain, but you cannot.
Right.
They really have to feel those
Right.
emotions.
So it was a very cruel dilemma, between the power of compassion and the balance of a teaching, which is quite often beyond our comprehension, right? We do not understand why we have to suffer so much. And that night, Yeshua decides to use his human free will and dives fully in the compassion path.
Oh, okay.
So he's not leaving the poor woman, suffer.
Okay.
And so he's going to embrace the heart of the old Anna, her name is Anna, and her deceased son. And by putting his forehead against the forehead of the old woman, he can actually read through our thoughts, what
Mhm.
happened. He can
Mhm.
visualize.
Oh, and then he knows how this
Yes, he
all
knows
happened.
exactly.
Okay.
And he's watching what happened on that evening. And it was the end of the afternoon. There was 3 Roman soldiers who were taking a break, and they were sitting at a table and savoring a local beer in large clay bowls, And they were speaking loudly and joking with the bartender. So the bartender was next to them,
Mm-hmm.
joking, having a good time. They are customers like the other
Right.
ones,
Right.
And suddenly, a small group of Iscaris, the zealots, came out with their red bandanas around the head, and their large knives open.
Jeez.
And the Roman soldier had no time to react and were slaughtered immediately, as well as the bartender.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the zealots were killing the Romans.
Yes, the zealots were killing the Roman because they
Oh.
were the official group who were rebelling
Oh,
against
because
the Roman
they
invasion.
invaded.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got it.
And that was typical of the way the zealots took care of the people who were too close to the Romans. Okay, so for the next few days, the village is under the shock, and the streets are deserted. And the Romans had sent additional resources and help from Tiberiad, which is the largest and closest big city, and so they sent a garrison from there, and there was even a centurion which had been assigned to Bethsaida.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, that centurion wants to question Yeshua. He's in the center of the attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Always. And he goes, "Your name is Yeshua, right? And you are supposedly a rabbi. Even if those around here in Capharnaum and other synagogues are not recognizing you as one of them.
Mm.
Is that not true?" And behind the centurion, there is a group of 6 to 7 Pharisees. Again, for the audience, the Pharisees are the local priest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Preaching the Judaic religion. And Yeshua recognized some of them who had some arguments and dispute with him before, So, could be
He's among friends.
it could be a coincidence, but those people are here with the centurion, right?
Yeah, right.
And Yeshua responds, "Yes, this is correct. And to be honest, I'm not really a rabbi, even though many insist I am one." And so the centurion responds, "Who are you then, if you're not a rabbi?" And Yeshua responds, "I am the one that comes to bring peace." And the centurion said, "The peace?" And it explodes with a sarcastic laugh, talking about the peace.
Especially after this
slaughtering.
that slaughtering. Right.
Yeah. You say the peace with what just happened? And at that point, the Pharisees behind the centurion are laughing in a sinister way.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to enjoy that
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
I like the exchange. Huh?
Yeah, that exchange. Yeah. And Yeshua goes, "But why would you accuse me? I heal bodies, I teach the souls, and I stay away from the weapons." And the centurion says, "Yeah, I see you're very smart. A few tricks that you learned in the desert with a few of your kind. Words with double meanings, while you plan strikes during that time. Isn't that true? Do you know that they are talking a lot about you in Jerusalem? It is said that you subjugate, that you are attracting crowds. There are some who would like to see you as the new Messiah, and this is probably what you want. Isn't that true?" And Yeshua responds, "This is what you would love for me to tell you. Isn't that true?" And so at that point, Yeshua is mimicking the kind of the centurion, the kind of
little sarcasm there.
A lot of sarcasm, yeah. "But no, because I speak true. I am a man of the eternal." And then the centurion responds, "Ha, the eternal, what is that? And tell that to the people behind me. See if they recognize you as such." And again, the Pharisees behind the centurions are just laughing and mocking, And Yeshua goes, "May I go now?" And the centurion says, "Of course you can. We have nothing precise against you. But Rome is not too far. So be careful with what you do. And who knows, it may not be necessary to go all the way to Rome. Keep that in mind."
Okay. Yeah.
So the centurion at that point turns around and looks at the rich and embroidered robes of the Pharisees, confirming basically what Yeshua knew all along.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand that the Roman would have questioned Yeshua, right?
Right.
But why would they spend so much time questioning one individual, right?
Right.
And it's easy to understand that they did it because they were asked and pushed by the Pharisees.
Okay.
Yeah.
To ask
Yeshua. And give him a hard time, So Yeshua respectfully is going to salute everybody and he leaves, He feels in his heart that he has met bad or poorly intentioned little kids.
They don't know how to play fair.
Yeah. So he meets Miriam, and all the women that were gathered around them, and he says, "You see, it was not so bad. They had no proof that I had done something. Now I know them better." And Eleazar says, "Master, why you did not show them what you are? One of the Roman guard has a wounded arm, right? You could have healed him in front of all." And Yeshua responds, "Do you believe that, my brother? For the one whose soul is still asleep, none of that what the eyes of flesh capture is enough."
Yeah.
It's not enough.
No.
Know, my friends, that the light that is inside you cannot be used to entertain and surprise. Its goal is to take you to another level and create that enthusiasm in your heart. The enthusiasm, to move forward.
Right.
And finally, the morning to meet the Iscarites arrived. And as you may remember from the previous episode, Yeshua gave some kind of not an appointment, but a rendezvous, an offer to meet with Elie and his group.
Okay.
In a nearby village.
Hopefully he won't be seen with them, right?
Yeah, and despite all the recommendations, Yeshua decides to go alone.
That's good.
Yeah, so with force and resolution, he takes his bag and some water, and he starts walking to the deserted village in the mountains. So, it takes a few hours for him to go to that place, where he's going to meet the zealot and the Iscarites. And he's feeling, a little bit uncertain about what's going on. He's alone with a group of people who obviously are ready to kill anything, they see, right? And he's calling Elohim. And again, Elohim is that extraterrestrial presence, that is protecting him. And he's calling Elohim rather than Hawun, his God, during his long walk, And that feeling of fraternity that he has with Elohim, is growing. It is almost a feeling of proximity at times, You feel like
he can sense the energy.
He can sense that they are somewhere above the clouds.
Right. He could feel them.
Yeah. Despite the fact that they had not met for more than a year, he can see that they are around him.
Yeah.
And the last time, again, for the audience that they met was during the episode about the Great Plan. When he was taken on board the scout ship.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So even though the living, the Christic energy, which is pulsating inside Yeshua, it feels good to know that Elohim is watching him, hopefully protecting him. And despite the delicate nature of the meeting that was going to take place, Yeshua enjoys walking alone in the hills. He has been walking alone in so many different countries,
Yeah.
His native countries.
That's his refuge, actually.
Yes, exactly, yeah. And he enjoys to smell all the white flowers, And all these brings memories of his childhood when he was at the Carmel School of Mysteries, collecting plants and making essential oils. Yeah. At one moment, in the middle of the pass, Yeshua meets a lonely ram with enormous horns.
Oh.
Yeah. So that ram is right in the middle of the pass, looking at Yeshua as if he was waiting for him. So it's a little
Where
bit.
you been?
And seeing that there is no way for him to basically
Get past them.
Yeah. Yeshua sits, and what he sits on the pass, and the ram approaches him close enough for Yeshua to smell the warm and wild fragrance of his wool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's sweet.
So, and that makes Yeshua extremely happy, because again, there is this connection with the animal world, right?
Yeah, nature.
Yeah. And again, the ram, it probably has some kind of symbolism.
Yeah.
It has a
You should
symbolic,
look it up. Yeah.
Definitely.
What the ram means.
So there was definitely a message, as animals usually like to deliver to us. And Yeshua received the presence of the ram as an imprint of a very powerful and willing softness at the same time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And after a few minutes, the ram walks away and Yeshua continues his route. So I guess
we had our exchange.
Exactly. Yeah. And Yeshua thinks, maybe not everything should be analyzed. The unlearning is sometimes very important too, right?
That's true.
So when he arrives, the zealots are already in the village, and there are about 15 of them, so it's a large group, and they are very surprised to see Yeshua come alone.
Yeah, they're like, hey, aren't you scared of us?
Yeah, and they go, where are the others? And Yeshua says, there are none. And they respond, you're brave. And
That would be brave.
Yeah, Yeshua responds, why should I fear you?
Oh my gosh.
And again, it is Elie, the chief, who is now speaking to Yeshua. And Yeshua observed them, and to him, that group of men looks more pathetic than what they wanted to be, Probably their clothes are just worn out.
I'm sure they're worn out.
Yeah. And only the amount of weapons and their size is really showing their intents, Otherwise they would just be like peasants,
right.
Or beggars, And Elie says, why do you want to see us, Rabbi? And Yeshua responds, I do not want to see you, but meet you. You and I are always here on all the paths of the country, right? So, isn't it normal that we meet?
We see each other every day, so we should probably...
I have a lot of interest, Elie, for you and your companions. In fact, what I like is your force and your willingness. And Elie responds, so it is true what they say, that you hide your game and you want all these soldiers to go away, right? And
you hide your game?
Yeah. Yeshua responds, I see a soldier in almost all human beings, my brother. A kind of warrior who somehow cannot drop his weapons and his armor. Do you understand me? And Elie says, no, I do not understand you. I know that they interrogated you the other day. They do not like you either. Many of us have seen you accomplish miracles near the shore. As far as I know, I am not sure if you're a magician or if you cheat. But I know how much they respect you, how much they follow you, and even idolize you. It has been going on for too long now, and they are waiting. And Yeshua responds, what are they waiting for? And Elie, don't play the fool, Rabbi.
Yeah.
They are waiting for a single word from you to follow you. And Yeshua, again, being sarcastic, You just told me that they were already following me.
Oh my gosh.
So at that point, Eli, roars with exasperation. Oh my gosh, Listen, Rabbi, I see that you are smart. I have always believed it. I just can't believe that you landed here one day just to talk about the eternal to all these fishermen and their wives.
Mhm.
You want a lot more. You know how to be patient and wait for the perfect time. Perhaps you're not seeing that the time is now.
Mhm.
You want to be the king of this land and of these people, isn't it? The Messiah that they're all waiting for. Be honest, say it, and know that we are here for you, to support you and protect you.
Oh my gosh.
Just one word.
Wow. Okay.
Look at the way they listen to you. Observe how they admire you. You take care of them. You heal them. You feed them. Are you going to deny them their freedom? They are calling for a leader. No, in truth, we do not understand how you do it. But here we see what we see, and we talked about it. A lot can believe you're the Messiah or that you want to become it, but even you do not believe enough in yourself.
Oh my gosh, he's trying to teach Yeshua. It's kind of cute.
You do not believe in your destiny, or perhaps you have your own idea of what a Messiah should be. It is on this land that you live, and I'm told that you speak to them about another land somewhere. Thus, if you have a dream, perhaps it is not the right one. What is important is what the people needs. And then he stops. And Yeshua is forced to recognize that despite his rustic and wild appearance, Eli is expressing himself rather well.
Right.
And he has a lot of charisma. So,
and he cares about his people.
yes,
like the people,
he does.
right?
He does, yeah. So Yeshua smiles and says, why are you not on my side? And Eli is surprised by this response. And he goes, and you, Yeshua, why are you not on our side? And Yeshua goes, I am on the side of all the men in this world. And at that point, Yeshua looks around him and he sees, glances of exasperation, disappointment, frustration, even anger. I mean, obviously, these people are upset because he does not understand them,
right,
or doesn't want to. So he invites them all to sit on stones, And Eli relates to Yeshua what happened in Bethsaida, the killing that they did. And he says, I don't like the traitors, and the bartenders was one of them. The death of the 3 Roman soldiers is nothing to talk about. Yeah.
Ooh.
So all around Yeshua, all the people have no mercy for traitors, hypocrites, and people making peace with the enemy. There was no lesson from the eternal to be said. Regarding that subject,
right,
they do not accept it. And Eli goes, and the eternal knows how to punish who deserves it. We also read the scripture. We are not ignorant, Rabbi.
That's funny.
So Yeshua again, listens to them and realizes that Eli is not wrong, with one major difference. The eternal from the scripture, who is Yahweh, is not the same as Yeshua's eternal. Okay? So Yeshua tries to explain to them that nobody should do the work of the eternal and decides who must die and who must live, right?
That's right.
Except if you can bring them back from the dead, right?
Right.
And Eli goes, bring back to life what is dead? You're mocking us. Who could do that? Can you do it? And Yeshua does not respond and simply smile, He knows inside him that the Christic energy could do it, would do it when the time was right. But the time is not right yet. And Eli, you're not answering, Rabbi. You are therefore agreeing that if we do not do anything, the Romans will take everything away from us, and that their logic is the one of the swords.
Mm-hmm.
And Yeshua says, I recognize this law of wisdom that said that the one that strikes with a sword will perish by the sword.
Mm.
I recognize it because it teaches these meetings that our souls do and prove that the ones who sows will harvest later on. So I want to make a parenthesis here and say that at that point, in that time, the karmic law was globally admitted in the Judaic religion, right?
Mhm.
Disappeared now.
Right.
It has completely disappeared from the Bible. So,
Right.
Christians have no clue
There's
about
no
it.
karma.
But it was presented in
Mm.
certain texts. And there is a text in the Bible, Matthew 26:52, who talks about reincarnation, but in a very cryptic way,
Okay.
so that people will not understand it.
Right.
So at this point, Yeshua realized that things needs to be calmer. So the Yeshua and the group are sharing some herb teas made with hibiscus. So they do,
Mhm.
hibiscus teas like we do today.
Right.
And Yeshua doesn't want to teach; he wants to share with them.
Mm.
So he's not in the teaching mode, And he's trying to treat them as friends and trying to relax
He's
them.
trying to get to know them.
Yeah, to know
Yeah.
them and, have a better dialogue and a better
Mhm.
exchange with them. And he goes, yes, my friends, you are here in your land and you are entitled to this land. In front of my father and your father, for you, I'm asking you, what is your heart trying to get beyond this combat? What is living in you beyond the evidence of your right to this land? Have you sought digging in your heart? Thus, I'm telling you, dare visit your heart to see what is feeding it. You are asking me, what is my role? My role is to invite you to go deep inside yourself and dig deeper, well below the appearances. My role is not to accompany you, not to guide you, and not to comfort you in your existences. I know, I can even understand, the most respectable human pretexts are legitimizing your acts. But a life is a life. And even if it's not important to your eyes, no one can take it like you blow on the flame of a candle to extinguish it.
Mhm.
Unless you want to surround yourself with more darkness. It's a very nice image. Yeah?
Mhm.
Can't you see that all life is a reflection of the eternity and that it walks toward it? Look at me. Those who have the power and those who want to take it are fundamentally identical since the beginning of time, whatever their reason. I'm telling you, the ones and the others are of the same race, beyond the notions of justice or injustice. Yes, and none of you ignore it. The hunger for power is the obstacle, the need to dominate others and the world, even if your reasons seem legit and good. So Yeshua stops at this point, and he noticed that his heart is slowing down, as if there was a message coming to him, And he looks at Elie and he says, the power that need to dominate. Yes, my brother. Do you believe that the force in your soul does not see the blows that you give to your spouse?
Oh boy.
That too is the power. So Yeshua is, reading the soul of Elie and seeing that he's beating his wife.
Uh-oh.
And you addressing another zealot. Do you think that the same force ignores the tyranny of your spouse on you? Do not say no. So, yeah, the other guy,
Yeah,
it's
his
the other
wife's
way
beating
around.
him, browbeating him.
And he goes, all of you are suffering of that disease, of controlling or not being controlled.
Mm-hmm.
You are seeding your lives with the seeds of your suffering, exactly like your fathers, and the fathers of your fathers have done it.
Yeah, so like, when is it going to end?
Yeah,
It
probably never.
continues on.
This way, you are passing the disease to your children.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you have enough? Have you not seen enough atrocities? Are you not aspiring to another reality? I'm telling you, the Romans are just an excuse in this lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
After them, another will come, and then another, until you understand that the solution is not through the maiming of bodies and the pouring of the blood.
Boy, that really goes for today, doesn't it? Oh my goodness.
The solution is in the complete revolution of man in the man.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe to be made just out of bones and muscles? You know it's not true. And the flow of Yeshua's words stops abruptly, leaving the audience uneasy and silent. And Elie says, "And you are the messenger, right, Rabbi?" So Elie is again, still mocking, trying to regain the control of his troops.
Right, because he's realizing he's losing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Yeshua tells him, "Do not worry, Elie. You have not lost it." And Elie says, "Lost what?" "The control." So at that point, Elie gets up, he grunts a little bit and inflates his chest, like a gorilla. And he goes, And at that point, Yeshua recognized the little Elie, the bully from his native village, who had tried to initiate the young Yusuf to some lies.
Oh.
So we
wow.
saw that in
Okay.
a very early episode. I think it's episode number 5, when he returns back to his village.
Right.
He has an encounter with the young Elie. And once again, Elie and Yeshua's paths were crossing. And once again, Elie was trying to steer Yeshua in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm.
So Yeshua does not stand up. Instead, he places a finger on his forehead, and then pointed to Elie. A gesture meaning, "I remember, listen to me." "Elie, do you remember of this small village on top of a hill? You grew up there, and the people were dressed in white." It was an Essenian village, of course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
"Do you remember the sheep and these strange lizards that were attracting you near a brook?" And I think those were salamanders at that time. He was playing with them. "There was also a young boy, a little bit younger than you. His name was Yusuf, like his father. Yusuf ben Yusuf." And at that point, Elie is stunned. And he goes, "Yusuf, it was you. I thought you were dead." And Yeshua responds, "In fact, Yusuf is dead, my brother. This is why you are seeing me ready to blow a storm, which obviously is not yours yet." And Elie says, "It is better for you to leave, Rabbi. You are not my enemy. You are not my enemy." And at that point, Yeshua is going to leave the group. He walks back to the lake, thinking that the harvest of the wheat cannot take place until the stalk is ripe, right? Being born to live, being hurt to hurt, order, create, endure, dream, die, and be reborn again, right? Everything has to be explored through many lifetimes.
Wow. They were getting a really good lesson on reincarnation and karma and, make some changes. Wow.
I don't think it's going to change their attitude, because it's going to get even worse. And we know that the Pharisees also will do everything they can,
right,
with the help of the Romans,
just to
to cause
stir
some
the
troubles.
pot.
Yeah.
Stir the pot. There's always somebody stirring the pot. And today.
Yeah.
Today. Oh, well.
So in the next episode, we're going to see also some very interesting teachings. It's about sexuality, the balance between men and women, and some of the work that Yeshua did to help the women in his group too. Yeah.
Okay.
To regain their sovereignty and their power.
Oh, nice. Look forward to that.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're always welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you like the program, please like or send us a note if you have any questions.
Yep.
Happy to always answer any of your questions.
Please leave comments if you have
Yes.
any questions.
Yeah.
We'll be happy to respond.
Thank you so much. See you next time.